Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Crimson Red, and today we're going to be talking about Vanguard. We're going to pretty much be going through how I like the game, what I don't like about it, pretty much everything about it. The game has been out for more than a week now, and that was the biggest thing that I wanted to do. I actually wanted to play the game. I wanted to get used to the game. So as you can see on screen, I'm actually Prestige 1. I'm close to getting one gun gold, but I have experience with the game, and that's why, I could have made a video day launch being like, yo, we got the game, blah blah blah, but I actually wanted to play it. I wanted to play it enough so that I could understand everything about it. So let's get into the game pretty much from beta until now, because the last game that I played for Vanguard was the beta. Moving over from the beta onto Vanguard, pretty much everything changed, honestly. The sprint to fire time, a lot better. The sun is not blinding. There's a lot less graphical errors. I think the only error that I could truly see recently is if someone has a jammer out, everybody's name goes to like gray. I don't know if anyone else has seen that or not, and maybe that just might be how the jammer works. I truly haven't looked into it. But when it comes to graphical errors, there's really none. Everything graphically has changed for the better. The gameplay itself feels so much better. Honestly, everything from the beta that everyone had like problems with, they definitely changed, which, I mean, let's hope so. But overall, the game just feels so much better. Now, when it comes to guns, that probably would be one thing that they didn't change, would be the STG and the MP40. They're still amazing. Like using the MP40, that's actually the gun that I've been getting gold first, and the STG is going to be next. And the reason I'm doing it that way is because I know in the future they're going to get nerfed. So I'm working on those guns first. I'm gonna get them gold. I'm gonna get them, out of the way. And so when the nerf does come around, it's not gonna be too crazy. The only other viable gun as well would be the car in the sniper area. I will say, like, the STG is the best AR, the MP40 is the best SMG. If you guys want to go off of like different guns, the automaton, I've seen a lot of people run. The bar is really good, and the Volk. And I haven't seen a lot of people use the Itra burst, but that gun is actually really good. You can get some really nice one burst guns if you're accurate. SMG wise, I would say definitely the MP40, of course. The Thompson's really good. The Owen, and the Owen I've heard is really bad. I'm trying to think of like another good one. The Type 100 I actually fuck with. I like the Type 100 really much. But so yeah, I would say like the MP40, the Thompson, the Type 100. But sniper wise, the Kar 98 is honestly the only viable sniper, especially for people that want to hit clips and stuff like that. The STV is broken. The pretty much that's everybody's sniper right now. It's pretty much just like the Barrett, honestly. Like the STV is such a Barrett ass gun. But when it comes to snipers, that's actually bolt action. Kar 98 is really the only good one. The Type 99, it's just something's off about it. And then the 3-line, it's just too big and bulky. Which usually those are the type of snipers that I like, because I know they're gonna be consistent. I know they're gonna, I'm not gonna get any hit markers. But even with that gun, I got hit markers. And once the Kar 98 came out, there was like a huge sigh of relief. Shotguns aren't that bad, except for on haus. Haus with shotguns, there's actually this thing that's been going around where people have riot shields on their back. They'll have that revolving kind of like revolver shotgun, and they'll have gung ho as well on that shotgun, and they're just running and shooting people and stuff like that. It's honestly a crazy setup. But honestly, shotguns are okay. It's pretty much just shotguns on haus or any kind of like close range gun. But shotguns, you can definitely tell. There are so many attachments for the guns, it's actually crazy. And sometimes, I won't even lie, it seems like some of the attachments, they just kind of got thrown in, because there's 70 levels to every single gun. So there's 70 attachments for every single gun as well. And they get broken up into like, grip, iron sets, and even proficiencies. That'll help with like, the one is if you get a kill, then your footsteps are silent for like a small duration and stuff like that. But there's just so many attachments that like sometimes it seems like they just kind of did some throwaways where it will be like, you know, one will be like, you know, you lose damage, you lose ADS, you lose recoil, but you gain, you know, like sprint to fire. And it's like, okay, nobody's gonna want to put that on. Like, there will be, and I feel like that's the main problem with adding so many attachments, is that there's only going to be a couple that'll actually be used. Everybody has a different play style. So let's just talk about like an AR, for example. You can turn like the STG into a run and gun or a sit back and chill kind of AR, but only a certain attachments are actually going to be useful for that, while all the other ones are never ever going to be used. And I feel like that's why, like, back in the day with like those attachments where you only had about like 10, I'm thinking Black Ops 2 maybe had like 8 normal attachments and then like 4 sights or whatever, and like that was good enough because there were like so many different attachments that, you know, people used. It fit every single play style. You knew what you liked, but there was nothing that was gonna go like unused or like where they needed to have like thousands of attachments and stuff like that to go crazy. But one thing that kind of leads on to that is that the camo grind is crazy, and it's real. It's a real grind to actually do camos, especially once you get to the bottom 3, which are what I like to call attachment camos. So for example, like I said, I'm working on the MP40 right now. The first one was long range kills, but you had to use a certain barrel, a certain grip, and a certain mag, and you actually had to get 100 long shots while using those attachments. So I feel like it's kind of good that they're using camos or some way, some incentive to actually use those certain attachments. But if I'm going to be honest as well, most of the attachments that they use for the long shot, at least, I used on a normal basis. Now, the one that I'm stuck on right now is headshots, and it's kind of messed up. It's kind of a trolly thing. The barrel that I'm using for these headshots, it actually reduces headshot multiplier. Like, there's no headshot multiplier, but there's body and limb multiplier instead. Which, if I'm going to get headshots, that's just some trolly shit right there. Like, I'll be honest. But it's nice because it's like they're making you use certain attachments to be able to get those camos, and it is something new. It's definitely something different. I mean, like long shots, headshots, you know, you do that on a normal basis. But the one that I also completed as well was get kills without being damaged from the person that you killed. And that's the one thing about doing these camo challenges, is because they make you play in a certain way. So for example, getting MP40 long shots, it's, you know, I'm sitting back, I'm chilling, I'm not really, you know, rushing that much because I'm trying to get the long shots. But then, for example, trying to get kills without being shot at, now I have to play more sneaky, and I have to, you know, kind of get close to people, but keep my distance to the point where they can't see me. So it honestly it challenges your, you know, how you play and stuff like that. And the attachments definitely help with that as well. So when it comes to the camos and the certain challenges, it really makes you play like, you know, it really tests you for how you can actually play the game. Now on to perks. All the good perks are in perk 1. They pretty much just shoved all the good perks into perk 1 and called it a day. So we have fortified, which is pretty much blast shield. We have survival training, which is task max. We have ghost, cold-blooded, and ninja all in one. So it's either, and the thing is too, is that there's no way in the game to be able to have 2 attachments in one area. So you have to choose out of all those 5. It's pretty much like you have to choose one. Now, personally, the way that I did it was fortified and survival training. I'm gonna get hit with grenades, which grenades and explosive stuff, it doesn't seem like it one-shots too well. As long as you, especially like grenades, you move out of the way. The bombs that you throw that blow up on impact, they have to hit you directly to get a kill. So as long as you move out of the way, that's fine. Survival training can be a little annoying, like flashbangs and shit, but it's not too crazy. Ghost is what I have on most of the time, and that kind of goes into the perk that I'm calling is broken right now. Cold-blooded is really hit or miss. I'm not a cold-blooded user, but I know a lot of people, and that's why I put it on this list. A lot of people look at cold-blooded as a crutch perk. And ninja, I used to have ninja on until I unlocked dead silence. Once I got dead silence, I was like, okay, ninja isn't really that useful. And I feel like ninja will be more useful in like search and destroy, but again, you can still have dead silence. And since there's no way to really have two perks, like ghost and ninja for search and destroy, that'd be the setup. But now, since like for search and destroy and stuff like that, I see a lot of people doing either ghost dead silence or ninja and then something else to help out with that. But besides that, one of the most broken perks in the game is in the perk 2 tier list. So in perk 2, I thought that, you know, having tracker as one of the first perks that you would get, I'm like, damn, that's really good. And then also radar, since radar right now, since when people shoot and stuff like that, you actually don't see their red dot on the mini map. That was something that they did with this game. It's not really that big of a deal for me, but if it was for you, it's like, okay, just use radar. And then when I saw what the bottom 2 tiers, or the bottom 2 perks for tier 2 were, which was forward intel and piercing vision, at first I was like, okay, piercing vision, which is when you hit like a suppressed target, it'll be highlighted through the wall so you can see them. Now the thing about this game is that walls are very light, so you know, you see someone through a wall while you're shooting at them, you can definitely wall bang them. That's really good. It's pretty much like wall hacks, but you know, it's legal because it's a perk. And then I saw forward intel. Now everybody listen up. See indicators for enemy reinforcements on your minimap. Minimap shows a larger area. So reading this the first time, I was like, okay, see indicators for enemy reinforcements on your minimap. I'm just like, wait, isn't this just UAV? Isn't this just UAV? See indicators for enemy reinforcements on your... Forward intel is pretty much just a free UAV, in my opinion. And the minimap also is larger. So it's, for me, the way that forward intel works is, I feel like if people have ghost, there's no way of saying it. It says, yeah, see, it says for ghost, it says undetectable while moving by spy planes, enemy intel, which is the kill streak, and field mic. It says nothing about forward intel. So I'm very curious if ghost does block forward intel, because pretty much what forward intel is UAVs are dots. Enemy intel are the Dorito chips, which are the triangles. And then forward intel are squares. So pretty much it tells you where the enemy last was. Because even if you put on forward intel and the game starts, you can see exactly where the enemy has spawned. And same with like when you spawn in, let's say you're playing a respawn mode, you die, you come back, boom, they're on the map. Now it isn't for all enemies, and that's why I think it might be if they're grouped up, like if the enemies are grouped up, but there has been times where I'll see a square and it's just one person. So for how forward intel works, I'm not 100%. It doesn't seem like much counters it either, but for what it seems like honestly, in my opinion, forward intel is really good, because it's pretty much just having a free UAV, which you could say the same for radar, but for radar, it's enemies appear on your minimap when they fire an unsilenced weapon, which is pretty much what all Call of Duties used to do, while forward intel now is see indicators for enemy reinforcements on your minimap. It just gives it to you. So in my opinion, that's broken. So you have the perk 1 slot where you have, you know, 5 perks to choose from. You have a definite winner in perk 2, and then with perk 3, you have double time, demolition, lightweight, overkill, tactician, and scavenger. The only ones that I could really say would be good would be lightweight, because it increases movement speed. So if you're a rusher, that's great. This is what I actually have on. Overkill, that'd just be good, you know, if you're trying to do like camo grinds and stuff like that. You could use 2 guns at one time. Tactician's really good because in Cold War, whenever you would use the health regen, the needle, I can't think of what it's called, it would actually restock that on its own. In this game, it's just like Modern Warfare, where once you use 2, you're done. So with Tactician, it just restocks your tactical equipment every 30 seconds. That'd be nice if you're going on like a nuke streak and stuff like that. And Scavenger being the last one, I would say that would be a very good idea to have that on, because of course, you know, Scavenger's always been good in every single game. But one, you can get something called stocked on your guns as a perk. Like I said, guns have perks on their own, and what that pretty much does is like you have the full amount of ammo that you can get on your gun as soon as you start the game. So you're full on ammo when you first start the game. You don't need Scavenger for that. And the other thing is too is that let's be real with everybody. Everyone's pretty much using the same guns and stuff like that. So if you kill someone, you walk over them, you get ammo. Scavenger, in my opinion, is probably the least effective I've ever seen it in a Call of Duty game, because then you also have ammo replenish, which I've seen a lot of people use. So again, Scavenger in this game, it's kind of sad to see it at the bottom of like the last thing that you unlock, but it's also just, it's just not good in my opinion. Like it's just not really needed in this game. Now let's move on to the maps. I love the new maps. I loved all the maps in the beta except for I think it was Red Star, I want to believe. I think it's the snow map, which I've come to kind of like. And also that one map, I can't think of the name of it, but it's where the sun was just absolutely blinding you. And that was the biggest thing that I hated about it, was the sun was blinding you. And from time to time when like because in this game they have like, you know, barriers can break and tables can break. There's a lot of like explosive and like interactiveness going on around you, where it seemed like the game couldn't be able to handle it, and the graphics would just absolutely take a shit. And now they fixed all that. All the maps, in my opinion, on day launch were perfect. I'm pretty sure there's also 20 maps day launch, which I've never heard in a Call of Duty game. Most of the time when Call of Duty comes out, it's like, oh, here's 8 maps, but we'll promise more in the future. And they came out with 20, all 20 maps. I don't think I can really say anything bad about it, except for the World at War maps, the remake of Dome and Castle. I don't know what it was, but right now, Dome, the spawns for that map are horrible, especially on Patrol and Hardpoint. That's pretty much what I've been playing. There will be times where I will literally spawn into somebody, like homie will be hugging me type of thing, and it's just like, okay, this is a, you know, already made map. Why is it, you know, why are we having troubles with that? But at the same time, you have to put into account, like I said, how I explained it, Patrol and Hardpoint. If I'm not mistaken, Patrol is definitely a new game mode. I don't think Hardpoint was actually in World at War. I could be mistaken, but they have to make this new map and also change how the map works, because there's breakables and, you know, different spots that you can go in. They now need to change all of that to fit with this modern thing. So again, I still feel like that's going to be something in the future that they'll be able to change when it comes to spawns and stuff like that. But spawns got a huge overall when it comes to also like Hotel Royal. That was one spawn that was just absolutely, you know, horrible. But besides Castle, besides Dome, I haven't seen any spawn problems. There's definitely been spawn traps, which, you know, it is what it is. Spawn traps happen, especially on Daus House. Like Daus House is probably another one where spawns are absolutely horrible, but that's probably the size of, like, you know, shipment. So I can't get mad at that. You know, trying to make spawns on like really tiny maps are probably a pain. But at least they know, like, the game itself knows when to switch, and they definitely improved on that, I will say that. Now getting on to the last topic is actually gameplay itself, and it's really fun. I know for I played Modern Warfare. When it came to Modern Warfare, it seemed like with the new mechanics like tactical sprinting and leaning, and, you know, like being able to, like, you had the bunny hop and stuff like that, it seemed like that was going to ruin the game for me and be very try hard. And I personally did not like Modern Warfare, and playing this game in the alpha and the beta, I was just like, okay, this game is not going to be for me. Like that's how I kind of chalked it up and stuff like that. And I wasn't even going to get the game until one of my subscribers actually bought it for me, and his name is Diamond Freeze. And pretty much all he told me, he was just like, hey man, I bought the game for you, all I really want you to do is just review it. Like that's pretty much all I want you to do. You know, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It is what it is. And surprisingly, on the day I played day launch, like I played at midnight, and I played with a couple of friends and stuff like that, and we had a blast. We were just, you know, talking it up and stuff like that. And that was one thing that was just like, okay, playing video games with friends, especially, you know, if it's new and it's exciting, it's something brand new, of course you're gonna have a good time. But I always thought, like, okay, what about once the game's been out for a while, once, you know, even a week? Like I said, that's why I waited a week. I was just like, am I even gonna like it? Am I even gonna give it time and stuff like that? And I'm even surprised myself that I am Prestige 1. I think I'm Prestige 1 level like 17 or something like that. So I took the time to play it not only with friends, but solo even. And solo with friends, I'm enjoying the game so much. And the other thing is too, is that people are talking. I'm gonna show you guys a clip right now, but like everybody in every single game, they're talking, and it's pure trash. Like, it's huge nostalgia. Like, everyone's saying, you know, like, oh, you know, I effed your mom this, I did your mom that. It's absolutely hilarious. It's a bunch of, like, you know, either teenagers or grown men just yelling at each other. It's fantastic. Really brings back that old feeling of Call of Duty and stuff like that. So honestly, when it comes to a nostalgia point and stuff like that, it's definitely hit me in the right spot. The gameplay, I love it a lot, and it definitely is try hard. Like, they still have skill base, that's definitely a thing, but it's different. I can't really explain it. That was one thing that playing Modern Warfare, playing Cold War, where I was just like, guys, I don't have the energy to, you know, do either, you know, work or do music and everything that I would be doing, and coming back to this game to try. But for whatever reason, trying on this game, it just doesn't take it out of me. It's I can keep going and going and going. The only time that I really would need to take a break is if I'm just getting bored of playing, you know, video games. If it's like, okay, you know, I come to my limits, I need to, you know, stop. But every single day I've been playing, every single day I've been trying, every single day I've been having fun, which is weird to me, but for the game itself, it's still fun. So, Vanguard, Call of Duty Vanguard, what would be my final thing about it? Overall, I think this game is great. It's weird to say that, and I know for like every single Call of Duty game, people will talk shit on it and stuff like that. And even for me too, like, I did not like Modern Warfare, because I was just like, damn, this changed how Call of Duty is, how Call of Duty was. And when I played Cold War, I actually enjoyed Cold War. Like, that's one thing I want to make clear. I really enjoyed Cold War, and that's because it felt like one of the older games. There wasn't any of this tactical sprinting and, you know, blah blah blah. But this is just a good game. And I feel like the biggest thing is that when I think about like what makes a good game and why everybody hates it, is because of nostalgia and stuff like that. Because that was my biggest thing when playing Vanguard beta. I was just like, yeah, you know, this isn't my Call of Duty. Some people will like it, some people won't. And I feel like the biggest thing is just moving on from that and seeing where the game and where the company can grow from where they started. And I mean, look at Call of Duty Ghosts, for example. Like, I was one of the biggest people that, you know, shit on that game and everything like that. And if you kind of add tactical sprinting into that game, that is what Vanguard is. And I don't want to pretty much shit on this game just to join pretty much a bandwagon, when I can just say, like, hey, this game, for what it is, I'm not going to say it's the best Call of Duty ever, because guess what? That's what BO2 is. I'll hold to that till I die. This game is just fun. This game, when you take it out of the context of trying to be something and prove something, I think that's what a lot of people are trying to do, is like, you know, just balls to the wall for this game. When you just sit back, think about it as a game and have fun, you can actually enjoy the game. It's a very hard concept for some people, but video games are supposed to be that escape and stuff like that. And For me, I think that's why I didn't enjoy Modern Warfare, and I didn't enjoy making Cold War videos, because it was a try hard thing every single time. When now, like, for example, like, I was, you know, constantly getting destroyed in lobby after lobby on Vanguard, because like I said, I'm doing camo challenges, and most of them are long shots with the MP40, which, sure, the MP40 is really good, but it's also, you know, not a long range weapon. And I was just having fun. I was having fun every single time that, you know, I completed, you know, getting my long shots. Like, I got another camo for it. I was just like, nice, you know, I only got 30 more to go. It's just enjoying the game for what it is, instead of trying to set expectations for, you know, a BO 2.0, pretty much. You know, I'm not expecting every single game from here on out to be the predecessor of BO2, because that'll never happen. Even if they make a Black Ops 2 remastered, which I've been saying over and over and over again for them to make, that will not be Black Ops 2 for what Black Ops 2 used to be. I care about this franchise a lot. It definitely was the main reason that I started YouTube. And, you know, got into making gaming videos and stuff like that for, like, the game that I primarily played. So that's why, for me personally, this whole franchise and this whole entire community means so much to me. And I think, as not only a person, but also for the, you know, community itself, just enjoy the game for what it is. Really sit back and think about it, and be like, and take away the expectations of, you know, comparing it to Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 or BO2 or BO1, and just sit back and look at it as a game. And can you really say that it's bad then? Can you really say that it's not a game that you can just have fun with? And if you can, you know, be my guest and just be like, hey, this game isn't for me. That is clearly understandable. And I can respect that opinion. But I think for every single game that you play, whether it's a franchise game or just a brand new game that comes out, don't compare it, and see if you have fun with it then. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I'm going to be posting more Call of Duty Vanguard. And then also, you guys already know about the music. Going to be dropping some music soon. Final thoughts. The game's fun, but zombies really, really sucks. What the fuck was that shit, guys? Like, okay, if we're gonna talk about anything that's really ass, zombies. What the fuck was zombies, yo? That's my final thoughts. Anyways, guys, I'm Crimson Red, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.